You know what? Since I've got an empty spot out in the garden or in the little seed starting totes, I'm going to see what other seeds I can come up with to plant. Because I've got 11, I think it was 11 pots that I've got open right now that I can plant something in. And I wanted to see what I have not started that I can go ahead and start right now. Because I've got so many seeds. That's spinach. Zucchini. I don't think I want to start my cucumbers or anything yet. Let's see. Tomatoes. I've got those seeds started. Now cilantro, I might do a pot of cilantro because I've got that cilantro seed in that one pot sitting in the yard, but I'm not sure it's going to come up because I haven't been keeping it really moist at the top of it. Poppy seeds. Now, I never could get those started good. I may put those in one. Broccoli. I may go ahead and start some broccoli because I don't have any of that out there yet. And I may start some bok choy. I think that's basil. What this is. Yeah, it's basil. And I think I got one basil started out there already. Yellow banana peppers. I might put a couple of those out. Got the lettuce. That is a giant kale. That's a possibility. Because most of my giant kale died off last year. Parsley now. I haven't started any parsley. I've got so many seeds. Cantaloupe, bell pepper, mixed sweet peppers. Eggplant. Don't know what all I got in here. Striped noodle squash. Or it's a shark fin. See when it says think it's a little bit too early to plant those. Kajari melons. I had tons of Kajari melons last year, but they didn't all get ripe. I might plant some of these, more of these peas, but I'll probably put those in one of the it's a Black Beauty eggplant. But I might could start one of those inside and let it get a jump on growing by the time I put it outside. And that's Oriental lettuce. But I've got tons of lettuce out there, so I don't think I want to plant any more lettuce right now. And that's a muncher cucumber. I might start a pot or two of that, because I don't want to waste my seeds. I may start all of my stuff indoors this time. Let's see what I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, that'll have to be like one pot for each plant, maybe. Let's see. Find my marker over here. Yeah, I've got bags of seeds here. Look at this. 3 big bags of seeds. But I'm not going to start all of those right now. See, the giant kale's already got a marker. Bok choy has got a marker. Yellow banana pepper. And flowers. Banana pepper. That glare from that sweet banana pepper. Eggplant, parsley. I know I want to start the parsley. I don't think I've ever grown parsley before. And this is Italian parsley. Ha ha. Italian parsley. Cilantro. I don't think I ever spelled that correctly. Cilantro. And this shark fin squash. I need a couple more. Need one for the broccoli. The muncher cucumber and the poppy seed. And I think I've got just some little wood sticks. I know what, I pulled some out of the yard, so I've got some extras out there on the porch. Let me go get them. Yeah, I've decided since we took out the dead rose bushes, or the dead cuttings, and we took the little rooted rose bushes out, and went ahead and transplanted them in the larger pots, that we could go ahead and use those little bitty pots that we were rooting them in and start some more seeds. And this is a muncher cucumber. See, the little knives make good markers. It's like that one. Muncher cucumber. Start some broccoli. Put it on here if I can hold it to write on it. The trick is holding it to write on it. Broccoli. And now this is the poppy seed. Oriental red poppy. Because I'd like to get those started out there somewhere. But we might just start one pot for each one. But we'll have, what, 11 or 12 more pots? Of stuff planted. Let me turn this around so I can see where I'm taking you. I want to utilize all this space in here. Let's see. See if I can get this thing to stay there. But I got all my seeds right there. And I'm going to have to get dirt put in these. And I was over here and mixed up a bunch of dirt. And since those are already started and they had the cuttings in them, I'm going to dump them in this dry soil that I just brought over here to fill these cups up. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix up, let's see, I don't know where I can put the camera, you can even see me. I just don't have very good luck with setting up a camera. Just bear with me a second. Get these boards set here. I can set the camera on it. That way the legs will have something to sit on. Gee, I got my bucket of soil right here, and I'm just going to mix up that soil right in with the new potting soil that I had in this bucket to fill those pots. That way it'll all work great. It'll work fantastically because it won't be too too bumpy or anything like that to and I'm gonna move the camera again. It's time to put you back up over here. I can get the camera moved. To hopefully I'm gonna let you see what I'm doing here. Right now, I'm just going to take my cup, my pots, right down here, and I'm going to fill them up with this potting mix. And again, I don't want it packed, so I'm just shaking it kind of to settle it down a little bit so there's not big air holes in there. And I'll probably sprinkle a little more in the very top when I put the seeds in there. Yeah, I wanted to utilize all the space in that tote that I possibly could, since, you know, I did buy them to root my rose bushes and start my seeds in. And I'm using a couple of these purple ones because they're kind of odd shaped and they fit down in between some of the other cups better. That way I don't have wasted space. Oops. I probably shouldn't set that bucket there like that, but it's better than me trying to stand on my head to do this. And if you got a lot of space and you got a lot of totes and, you know, you got the place to do it, you can start more seeds than this. Now, some flower seeds and stuff like that, you can start right out in the yard right now. I mean, it probably wouldn't hurt them. But most of the vegetable plants, if it gets down to freezing and they've already sprouted, it'll kill them. And I don't want to go to all this trouble and then lose my plants. Yeah, if this greenhouse was a little bit bigger, I could put the camera further back to where you could see what I'm doing a lot better. But since it's the way it is, it's just what I got to work with. Yeah, just kind of tap it. If you got any big clumps, you might want to break those up. And I'm not getting them perfect. Some of them are fuller than others. And you can see I'm using a couple of my cans because they fit down in the spots the best. Oh, that wind's coming in the greenhouse. I might need to put just a little bit more dirt in some of these. Some of them are bigger than the others. And I don't want it too far down from the top. Because I know when I water them, they're going to go down even lower. There. Get here and see if we can get some of these seeds in. I don't know which one to put where. I think I'll put a broccoli seed in one of the bigger ones. I don't think I've planted broccoli before. I keep calling my Brussels sprouts broccoli, but I know it's not broccoli. And I'm just going to drop a couple of seeds down in there and pat it down a little bit. Put my spoon in there to mark it so I don't forget what that is. And I may want to plant another one, I just don't know. But that's got like 4 seeds in it. So, you know, when it comes up, that'll give me 4. And this is a sweet banana pepper. I love banana peppers. I think there was a seed or 2 right in the lid. Yep, 2 seeds. But I'm going to plant several seeds in there just to make sure they come up. So if all those seeds come up, I'll have about 4 plants. Putting 3 in this. This is a muncher cucumber. Again, put my marker in there. You know, I'm just limited on space, so I have to plant as much as I possibly can in one location. And you can start these outside, it says, in March. But if I get them started, those are little bitty tiny seeds. You probably can't tell where my hand is. You probably cannot even see those seeds in the middle of my hand right there. They're so tiny. There's 4 seeds there. I think I'll put 1 more in there for good measure. Ooh, I don't want 5 more. Yeah, 1 more. Like I said, I don't want to waste my seeds. And that is a container variety of parsley, so it should grow real great. And this is my Oriental Poppy. Let's see, what pot do I want to put that? Maybe this one. And I'm just moving a little bit of the dirt back. And oh my God. Can you even see those seeds in the palm of my hand? They're so tiny. They look like grains of black pepper. But there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seeds right there. And that's what I put in there. Oriental red poppy. And I've got quite a few seeds in that package because the seeds are so small. But like I said, I do not want to waste any of my seeds. And I'm just trying this out because I've never planted shark fin squash before. Oh my God. Look at those seeds. They look almost like a watermelon seed. Look at that. They're big. I'm probably only going to put one. One down in there. If it doesn't come up, I can always plant another one, I guess. Or I may put one seed in 2 different pots. We'll see. I wanted to try this is eggplant seed that I saved from last year. And I've got dirt in my hand, so. But there's those little seeds. They're not too awfully small, but they're not great big either. Drop those right in there. And you know, some of these I've got maybe 2 or 3 seeds in. But that's okay. Because, and there's 2 different types of eggplant, I think. Yeah, this is the Black Beauty eggplant. And I didn't plant any of those last year, so I want to plant a couple of those. And look, those seeds are pretty good size. I think I put like 4 down in there. That's what came out in my hand anyway. Yeah, I don't like to waste my seeds. Because, you know, the more you waste, then the more you got to buy. Eggplant. And this is cilantro, I think. Yeah. This is seed that I saved last year. See? Put 3 in there just to make sure it comes up. And like I said, if it doesn't, I'll just put more seed in there later. Cilantro. Now my bok choy. I've got 2 pots left, so I'm putting bok choy in that one. My bok choy didn't do well last year because it got too hot on it. Yeah, it says you could plant it now, but I'm going to go ahead and start it in my pot. Whoa! Too many seeds came out. Just going to drop a couple down in there. It's sticking to my fingers. Put the rest of them back in there. Well, I put them in the wrong pot, I think. So I just switched the label right there. And now I got giant kale. Put that one right there. I don't know why I didn't do that before instead of just sticking my finger in there. They're not too bad. They're pretty good sized seeds. I mean, they're not like some of the other ones that look like pepper. I think I put about 4 seeds down in there. And like I said, as the space comes open, I'll keep planting more. But I tried the poppy out in the yard one year. And I had one plant of it come up, I think, that survived, but it didn't do too good. So I said, well, next time I'm going to put it in a small pot and start it as a little plant before I ever put it out in the ground, and maybe it'll do better. You know, you live and learn. And I like to put a paper clip in the top of these so the envelope doesn't come open and spill my seeds out. There. Now what I need to do is get my water bottle, lightly spray the top of them, give them a start on getting wet. Yeah, I wish I had more room to work with, because I could make a really good video in here doing this if I had the space. But since I don't have a table outside that I can, unless I go to the front yard to do this, and I didn't want to do that. I've got to fix me a table in my backyard here. And you know what? I do have an old table that's in my shed over here. It used to be the dinette table when I first moved in this house. And it was one of those old-timey ones, you know. But it was decent, so we used it. We used it until we got settled in and bought a new dinette set. I was going to try to get that so you can see. Maybe if I do it this way. I don't know. I need to get them legs spread apart on this thing. There, that might work. At least it's better. That'll show you what I'm doing anyway. But I've already wet the top of them. I got plenty of water down in there. So now I'm just going to set my seed pots right down in there in that water. So that compost tea will just soak right up into the little pots, just like it did the rose bush cuttings. My bok choy. Yeah, see, those cans allowed me to put another pot or two in there because they were smaller. I think they'll work out just good, just right. If I can get them all back in there the way they were when I spaced them out. Let's see, maybe I need to move this one. I don't want to dump it over. want to get them all in there. I got to get this one in there. How did I have them before? I didn't have my spaces marked, but I know I had them all in there. Every one of these pots was in here. Maybe I can put it down in here. Yeah, those two will fit right there. And this is my last one, so it should go right there. Yeah, that'll work. See, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pots planted now with seeds in them down there. And they're going to be soaking up that water, so I'm going to have to come out here tomorrow and really watch that, because I know I'm going to have to add more water tomorrow. Because by the time those 11 pots soak up that moisture, there's not going to be any in the bottom of that tote. In fact, I may just go ahead and get just a little bit more right now. In fact, I brought some over here to go ahead and do that, because I know it's going to run out. Those pots soak up, all 11 of those pots soak up that water. Even we'll be putting more in it right now. It's going to be pretty low by tomorrow. And I'm almost thinking about taking my Chinese cabbage and putting it in a bigger pot. But I don't know. If I put it in the pot and it gets too big and I can't cover it up, it's going to freeze if we do have another freeze. I might just give it another day or two. But it does need to be replanted. Now, whoops. You ought to know I'm going to bump the camera. And I'm going to go ahead and put the lid that far on it. Just checking some of these other pots. Just checking some other pots for water. Because see, I got 3 buckets back there that I could plant that Chinese cabbage in. And you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. I mean, I can cover them up. That's not going to be a problem. And I think they're far enough down in there that even as tall as they are right now, it's not going to hurt them. Let me get my trowel over here. Oh. So I can see what I'm doing. Just break it up a little bit, because that should be some good compost right now. See, and I have to get down on my head to do any of this stuff. But there's one plant. Put it right in there. And I think it will like me for it. Put the name of it in there. Separate them. They were growing together. But at least I had the buckets fixed, and I had that way the dirt, you know, has broken down. And I still got 2 little plants. Might put each little one in each one of these. And if they get bigger and I need to, I can take them out and put them in a bigger pot of its own later. But see, they're kind of tiny. I don't know if you can see that from over there. Get some of the dirt from this pot put in here. But I'm thinking maybe 3 or 4 or 5 of these Chinese cabbages is going to be enough. Like I said, I haven't grown them before. Or yeah, I did. I grew them last year, but it was so hot they didn't do too good. So let me go get some water, or compost too, that is. try to remind myself, just because it's cooler weather and it's not 100 degrees out there doesn't mean I don't need to keep my stuff watered. And I forget about it. You see, I am over here getting compost tea out of the buckets. I don't mean to walk out of the camera view. Oh man, I'm getting a workout, all this bending. All that rain we had, that you wouldn't need to water anything, but this soil, the way I've mixed it, it holds some moisture, but it drains really well, and that's what you want it to do, is to drain good. And water my leeks while I'm here. But I got compost tea on the bottom of my camera. But see there? There's my Chinese cabbage. I got 2 in that one, and I got this big one in here, and then that little one right there. It'll grow. And there's enough clearance there. If I have to, I can put a lid or something over the top of it to keep it from freezing. And when I get ready to plant in these bags that I just fixed, I know I'm going to have to put a little bit more dirt in there. Not much, but a little bit. Yeah, I could have come right over here and got compost tea from these buckets. I didn't even think about it. I'm still not used to having them there. And I basically set these in there just to have somewhere to put them temporarily. But I may leave them there. This is like sponges. Need to put some of it over in this other tote. Because that's what you need in there. That way the water doesn't stand, but that wood soaks it up and it keeps the dirt moist for your stuff to grow. And see, that's a Chinese cabbage there. So I got 2 Chinese cabbages right there in that spot. I got 1 Chinese cabbage there if it does anything. And I don't remember what this is. I think it was Brussels sprouts or broccoli or one of those. And for some reason, I didn't put a name tag in it. But I need 2 more name tags out here for these. I need, those 2 pots right there need tags in them, so I'll remember what they are. Put the lid back on this compost tea bucket. Let me go, let's see. I don't think I've got any more out here. I think I just brought enough to use. Yeah. I'll go ahead and take these seeds back in and get 2 more name tags for the 2 buckets out there. I hope my videos aren't too bad. Sooner or later I'll get used to carrying this tripod and camera around and get better at it. Oh. Oh, I got to get 2 more from outside because I don't have any more cut. I'll use 2 spoons that I pulled out of the yard from where I had something growing last year. Whew. Chinese. Cabbage. And I love all the different greens. I don't even remember how to spell it. I'm terrible. There. Let's see. So this is like the 22nd. The 22nd or the 23rd of February. And usually our last frost date is around March 12th. And they say to be safe March 29th. But a lot of times I put my seed in the ground that 2nd or 3rd week in March. And then if we have a freeze, my seeds haven't come up yet. So I'm not worried about them freezing. Because if they sprout up and it freezes on them, it's going to freeze those little plants. And it will kill them. There, got them marked. Chinese cabbage. So I've got green cabbage, I've got Chinese cabbage, and I've got to replant the red cabbage. I don't think any of that survived when I planted the seed before. But I got to wait till some more space comes open in there to do it. I don't have any more room. Because I got both of those totes full. I've got this one full, starting seeds, right along with my whole tray of lettuce. And look at that. There's some of those that have got 5 and 6 little plants in each one of those containers, those cups. So I'm going to have a ton of lettuce if all that survives. And there's some lettuce. Not lettuce, it's onions. It's Nabuka onion. And I wasn't sure what kind that was, but I bought a package of the seed just to try it. So we'll see what happens with that. A bunch of it came up, but then it got so cold it died. But then I see some more seeds are sprouted out, and it's putting up more shoots down there. So I'll get a few of them anyway. And I need to mark this because this is ant poison. And it's the kind of poison that doesn't hurt your plants. So if I have ants in my pot, I can either put granules in it or I can spray this. And you can make your own. Yeah, you can make your own ant poison and insecticides and stuff like that. A lot of them tell you to get Dawn dish soap and one thing or another. Bug and worm poison. for plants. So I know it's safe to put in my pots with my plants in it. And I finally remembered to buy a bag of ant granules from the store because I was out. That's why I mixed that up to use. Yeah, but I got this bag right here. And it's basically to use in the yard and around the outside of my pots, not really to put down in my pots. I mean, it doesn't hurt to put just a tiny bit in your pots, because you can see right there it says it's to use on lawns, home perimeters, ornamental, and flower gardens. So it's safe to use it around your yard. I just don't like to put much or any in my pots itself. But I do use it around the outside of the pots on the ground. So if I have ants taking over, you know, a lot of times I can either spray a little bit of that stuff in the pot, and then I can take a handful of those ant granules and just spray around in the ground around the outside of the pot where the ants go in. And that takes care of the problem. But I'm going to put this up here too. Turn it that way so I can see what it is. I don't want to get it mixed up with the plain water. But I think that's about all I'm going to do for right this moment. And I didn't really think I was going to do this until I realized I had so many cups of those rose cuttings that I was taking out of there, and it opened up so much space. I didn't want it to go to waste, so I said, I've got to plant more seeds. So that's what I did. I planted more seeds. So with that, thanks for hanging out with me at lunchtime today. Bless your hearts. I know I'm not the best person with a camera. Make you dizzy, make you stand on your head sometimes. I drop you all the time. But I hope you bear with me, because I'll get better with it. I've not been doing this for too long, so the more I do it, the better I'll get at it. And if I get me a taller tripod, that'll work better too. So, like I said, thanks for hanging out with me. I got to go get me a bite of lunch, maybe, not much, because I had a late breakfast. But please, like, share, subscribe to my videos. Y'all have a blessed day, and I will see you on the next time I do a video.